All right, everyone, welcome back to the action here. We've got ATK going up against Orgless in one of the final matches of this season. Orgless winning on Inferno 16-14, and now we head on to Dust2, their map pick, and one they have found 4 wins over their last 5 games played here with 73 rounds for, 53 rounds against for a plus 20 round differential. Fady, though, could get the opener, and he does. Looking for the second. Also finds that. I'm surprised to see Kusta not charging up a little more aggressively. In the meantime, Truth is going to drop Daps, and Kusta does finally get that trade, but he finds himself down to, well, only him, because Minus gets taken down by Mistim, and Bowden ends it. So 1-0 in favor of ATK. Very convincing pistol round. And we'll see if they can pick up more off of that. But as I was saying, Orgless definitely have the edge on Dust2. In terms of their stats anyway, because if you look over at ATK, they don't play it that much, but 4 times over the last 3 months, 1-3 on it, and a -8 round differential.
Yeah, I have to favor Orgless heavily here. Despite that pistol round being incredibly lackluster from them, I still think Orgless have the full advantage. ATK, despite having Bowden, don't really have too much success on the map. Meanwhile, Orgless, they tend to like it quite a bit. Fady, though, he started off the last round. He's starting off this round. Truth, though, coming through and making it hurt. Taps away for 4. Nice little taps there from Truth, going into the aim_bots and having some fun. ATK up 2-0. Bowden's already got the op, too. There's nothing in terms of a sniper for Orgless. They're going to try and challenge with 5 rifles nonetheless. We'll see if they go for the long scrim or they slow things down again. It is a DAPS team, so they'll probably be a lot more strategic in terms of what they do. But they are going to go for the long scrim. B-Wolves with the flashes out. And there's nobody long for ATK. And the op is elsewhere. It's on the other side of the map. But they push 2 up catwalk. This can definitely work out well.
Evil's going to spam through the smoke there. Nice work by ATK to keep Orgless at bay and at least burn some time off the clock, but they do fall off that aggressive push. 3-4 players, in fact, leaning more towards his A site, and now you see Mistim having a peek towards double doors, but he's got the FAMAS. You really do want Bowden perhaps posting up at mid, and I guess Mistim and Bowden changing places. Instead, Bowden's going to push up aggressively with the op near upper tunnels. I think he wants to eventually end up all the way out. Now he's going to stall out. Swisher has moved out of this position. At least information will be gained here, and these 3 players on the A side are going to have their hands full now. Here comes Orgless. 4 players charging on board. Fady gets his block cleaned by the AK. Minus looking for the follow-up. Gets MOTM down to 17 HP, but cannot seal the deal. 36 seconds left now. Dap's going to try and plant this bomb, and he does. Goose comes through, and Truth connects on Minus to even things out at a 4v4. Then Bowden gets Swisher. Orgless losing the bodies, and now it's up to B-Wills and Kusta to do the damage against Bowden and MOTM. MOTM peeks around, and Bowden hits the no-scope jumping shot through the box. Kusta responds, and it's now MOTM trying to clutch this one out. He spots out the player, then pulls the utility. I think he should have stuck with the FAMAS, and he will get domed. Kusta wins it. What a round.
So we get the quickly style from Bowden, and it's still going to be around for Orgless. That is massively unlucky for ATK. Bowden doing all he can to try and salvage that round. They battled back really well into it too, but Orgless were able to weather the storm. Now the buy is going to be weak for Orgless in terms of what you'd normally expect on Dust2, but ATK going for the full save. They can get a full buy next round, including, I believe, double ops as well, if my preliminary eye test guesstimate is correct. But now with B-Wills getting flanked in by 4 different people, that's a gun picked up for ATK, and we'll see if they try and do more damage with it or even just try and save the Galil, because it's basically an M4 they don't need to buy next round. That could definitely help out the CT economy early. But yeah, I think they're going to save the Galil, and I don't hate that at all. In fact, I think it's pretty solid.
I don't know if they're saving it. Fady's going up towards mid and kind of getting aggressive with this. We'll see. Bowden, what? Wins that engagement with Minus. Now Kusta's going to tap ahead, but Daps is dropped, and it's only Kusta and Swisher left standing here. I mean, Kusta should be able to connect these last 2, or at least 2 more, I should say. MOTM ends up getting cleaned out by Swisher, and it's all Fady who does manage to survive with the one rifle that was recovered here for ATK. Peeking around. Why, Fady? Why? He doesn't want that Galil, I guess. He wants the A1S instead. Can't necessarily say I disagree with him, but would have helped the economy a little bit. Orgless are going to get their second, though, and tie this up.
Yeah, he wants an op instead, I guess. I think that's a slight upgrade over Galil, so he'll be happy with the AWP.
Sure.
No kits, though, for ATK, and that could be a very big problem here. And the thing is, too, John, 4 players on ATK could have not bought helmets and had a kit.
I almost don't want to talk about it because that's a huge oversight that just should not happen ever.
I hate bringing it up,
level.
but it shouldn't happen. Exactly.
No. They should have had a kit, if not 2.
At
Fady.
least.
Oh, Fady hits the Colette, though. It doesn't matter, kid or not. He's going to drop the body. System also follows up with 1 and a second for himself. It is only Daps left, so we're criticizing the lack of kits, but maybe it's not going to make a difference. That said, Daps does walk out and catch off Mistim, so it's going to be a bomb plant here. Maybe. No, Daps is going to fake the plant and look for another frag here. He gets taken down to 20, and he won't have a chance to plant this bomb. He will be surrounded. MOTM finishes him off, and indeed, the kits don't matter. Not to say it was a good decision, but still, they get the frags, and that's what counts.
Yeah, I think you could say they were lucky that it didn't matter in the end.
Yes,
because
in spite of it.
If the bomb did go down, there's no kits. Good luck. I think you're going to have to call the round.
Yeah.
But they will have kits this time, so they will not make the same mistake twice, thankfully. And Orgless have an op on Kusta. It's a force spy with an op, a Galil, 2 Deagles, and a CZ. And they're going to bust into middle from lower tunnels. No, they're going to go back into lower tunnels. I'm not so sure what the plan is here from Orgless right now. Look very stuck out into bottom middle. With no real option towards B right now. They're going to go back up catwalk. But it's a round where I think Orgless are kind of just throwing caution to the wind and saying, you know what, we don't have much of a chance of winning this one anyway. Let's go in, minus the first to fall, though. Truth with a second, and make it another one for Truth. Kusta has one on the op, make it a second, but I don't, wait, what? He got the angle on the third shot? He could actually win this. It's a 1v2 now for Kusta, and he's going to get that bomb down inside. No, he's going to fake it, he's going to peek it, and he demolishes, missed him! No way, Kusta pulls off a 1v5 with an op in this situation. They're going 1 by 1 on him. The nade's barely going to touch him anyways. It's op v op. And it's all down to Kenneth Kusta. And Fady's gone to the rifle. But Kusta's got the angle. Utility will not blind him. Kusta's connected. 1 HP. 1 HP. And he's won it in the end. It's a hero play from Kusta. And Orgless are gonna force a timeout out of ATK off of the back of that and play a 1v5 op clutch on Dust2. Does it get any more classic D2 than that?
Well, he joins the Ace Club on his roster, minus and Daps, the other ones to find those. Wow, throughout the season anyway. Just what a play from Kusta. He played around the edge of that smoke on Cat perfectly to start things off with that 3K. And then for whatever reason, ATK sent one player at him instead of going for a double peek or being more patient. And then they go down as well. I mean, credit to Kusta, though. That was an incredibly beautiful play with the big green. So Orgless find themselves a third, even though ATK really should have had that round. And Kusta, why not? Follows Fady through the door and gets the headshot. And Swisher walks out from long A and takes down both Bowden and MOTM. Truth still there. He gets cleaned out. That leaves Mistim by his lonesome. Probably for very little time. He does manage to get a frag and upgrade to an A1S, but he's going to eventually pick up the AK. A little bit of utility on his belt. Thing is, Orgless already have whatever site they want, so maybe Mistim can come in, find something before the bomb carrier gets to the B site, but knowing that it's completely clear, that's Kusta, he's just hightailing it over there, so there's really no chance for Mistim to catch up. His position is unknown. We'll see what he can do here.
I think he should probably try and save this gun, not even challenge here. That's exactly what he's going to do. There's no chance of winning the round. Despite there only being 1 target on the site, actually that would be a chance. That's a bit of an oversight by Orgless, actually. the fact they've left it all down to 1. Granted, it is Kusta who's got 6 kills in the last 2 rounds, but for ATK, that's got to take a lot of wind out of their sails. That 1v5 is going to be something that we might look back on throughout the series at the end of the day and be like, that was the turning point. That 1-8 or 1 Orgless in the series 2-0. Oh, head shown! He wills. Goes for the inspect on that beautiful little Empress. Some gold stickers on there. Keeps missed him alive.
Not to mention the rarity of a 1v5 even happening. Like, it's not
level.
Exactly. It's not common at ECL, or of course even less so in Pro League or above. So, wow, what a play by Kusta. He's getting into his prime form as the playoffs are looming. Vivo is just going to get a clean 3K, actually on 2K spray down. Daps connected on that third one on MOTM. And of course, ATK bringing very little into this round, aside from the AK that was saved in the previous one. And Truth gets double Molotov, swings around, and it just goes right to his death. Missed in the last one. Again, has the AK, so might want to save, but he's been spotted out. So probably going to have to fight his way out of this position, and it's going to be nigh impossible. Daps headshots him. That'll be a 5th for Orgless, who have really looked like they're stealing away control here over these last 3. And of course, that comes with an ace, right? With a 1v5 ace that just gives you so much momentum.
Yeah, that gives you a ton of momentum, and now the rest of the team is just popping off as well. Orgless do love the T set of Dust2, though, John. That's their stronger side here on this map. So you're going to expect them to have a very strong T. But do you expect a 1v5 ace from Kusta? No, you don't. And then it's just a mow down there for the rest of the squad in the next round. And even if Miston would have gotten that first pick, there was Swisher coming through mid doors. All the options were covered. Busting out on the site. Minus catches a blind Fady, and he knows there's somebody in towards that smoke. The smoke was thrown to extinguish a Molotov. Kusta through a wall will take down the next. But Bowden through the smoke and the door will drop Swisher in due turn. B was lurking out towards A, but the bomb is going down on B. He's here to cut off rotations and make this expensive. But Bowden's got an idea. Somebody's coming in from the back lines, and he's read it well. It's a save call here from ATK. No reason to go for this round. They need guns into the next. It's a round conceded to Orgless. The B site hard to retake, despite the doors being flopped around. And Orgless now doubling the score of their opponents. Continue to build things up. And the thing is, too, Orgless have had a lot of their success towards B, which is not something you see every day. It's a good sign for Orgless and their overall successes. Bowden might just have a free pick or 2 here. Minus was ready for it. Exit through middle, guys. You don't need to go through tons.
Yeah, I think they're just going to wait in tons now. They don't want to cross over. Bowden's going to play some soccer with his USP, and that will be that. ATK lose the round, but save 3 rifles at the very least. 6-3 for Orgless, who will be able to rebuy into this round without much of a fuss. It will be a Mac 10. Okay, Swisher going for the Mac 10. Interestingly, he has tons of money, but wants the SMG. 2 AKs, the A1S, and the AWP for Kusta. Truth, going into these lower tunnels, he could be a very dangerous player, but Orgless aware. They throw the Molotov, missed and pops right out of the smoke. Almost finds himself a 2K, but it is only going to be 1 as B-Wills gets the trade. Right after that, though, Fady from the doors drops B-Wills. Man advantage restored here for ATK. And, Kusta is just feeling it right now. Connects on the head of Truth. Opens up some space, but Fady's overlooked that car. Minus and Daps go down. Kusta the last one standing, and hey, you want a 1v5, so why not a 1v3? Kusta coming around here. Stairs towards the doors. I mean, they must be so wary of giving him these fights. Smoke gonna get thrown here. Double peeking from window and car potentially? No. It's just window, and Bowden will end Kusta. No heroics this time from him, and ATK are back on the board.
ATK finally went around back, and that's a little bit of an oversight again towards car position. It wasn't hard cleared there by, I believe it was B-Wills, the first man in. And the reason why Swisher bought the Mac 10 last round was because he had the B spot, and they were just going to rush B, so if he dies, which he probably will, it's nothing really for the opposition to pick up. But Orgless, a round that they would have liked back, probably. A round they could have won something out of. Kusta, though, has his op, and that's all that really matters right now for Orgless. It's a swing round, though. Neither side with plenty of cash really left over. It's going to be down to the wire here, and we'll see which team is going to be able to pull this one off in the end. That team will have an advantage going to the next round. As for Orgless, though, they win this round, they should be guaranteed 8. And that's something that would secure them the half and give them a good pace to be able to put this series to bed 2-0. Ancient is the third map, in case you guys missed it. Inferno was the first, and took a full 30, 16-14 in the favor of Orgless. But now on Dust2, it's the pick of Orgless, but ATK are weathering the storm, at least for now. But again, they still have the T side of Dust2 to play, and they don't care for the T side all too much, unlike Orgless, so ATK need to mount this pressure now. They need to get on the board and get a lead, or when the half number 2 comes around, it's not going to be fun for them.
Nice Molotov thrown here by Bowden over at Cat. That's going to force Orgless back. 41 seconds left. They have to make a play soon. Another Molotov thrown. Great pacing to the utility for ATK. And now Orgless, you see, Kusta looking towards mid. Maybe thinking, oh, do we go to the B site? But time's run out. They have to go for their execute. And Minus gets the opener on True. 25 seconds left now. Here come the Molotovs. It's all Minus. Finally, Fady drops him, but the damage has been done. Maybe OTM can swing around and do something? No. Only one and done. Missed him. Last one standing. Does manage to make it a 1v2. Perhaps a 1v1. Daps just barely surviving. But he has the bomb in his possession, or in his sight anyway. Does miss him. He does get Daps. And Swisher calms things down. Wins the 1v1. 7-4 in favor of Orgless. Another chaotic round coming through, though.
Very chaotic in the end and barely won by Orgless. It's been very scrappy from them throughout the course of this map. But if they can continue to push the issue, they'll be happy. Kusta takes a little bit of damage, but deals some more. He's still hunting around through Suicide. Might get cut off, though. Fady pushing in, destroyed by Swisher, who's holding the line, making sure his opera doesn't fall, but Bowden with the scout. He's got a pair! Mowed down by Minus, but Truth's come from behind on Catwalk.
What?
He's dropped in, catches him with nades in hand, and MOTM's next in line. Shotgun Deagle into a 1v2 for Daps, who has to put the team in the backpack once again. The bomb is out towards top middle. There's 2 players on the other side of mid doors. He's got a Molotov and a flashbang. The flash goes in, and Daps is looking the wrong direction. But he's got plenty of time to work with in this clutch situation. He can work his way around and try and get this one to happen in his favor, but he's waiting for them to peek, and they will not. ATK have the discipline. They don't need to peek this, and they know so. This isn't the kind of team that you can get to over-aggress. And Orgless are going to have to rely on their in-game leader to put his pedal to the metal and pick this round up for him. I like this retreat, too, from ATK. Wary of a flank possibility. They still have the bomb in their possession. They're still here around it. Daps is dancing. What a shot from Daps with the doors. And MOTM advancing forward. Daps has to clear up top. MOTM cannot peek. Daps with 2 HP. He's got to be careful. And MOTM swinging around will shut him down. An eco round victory. I guess you could say it's a half buy for ATK, but nonetheless, it's a round they shouldn't be winning. A round Orgless should be. And they fall victim to the Deagles.
I mean, I like the play by ATK, to say the least. A couple of players just jumping down with the Deagle. MOTM waited for his opportunity, right? One player goes down, that's Truth. He finds the Deagle frag, and Orgless are thinking, oh, no way. There's no chance that someone else does the exact same thing. And, well, MOTM did. And that was the turning point in the round to make it 2v1. So, Orgless coming back with Deagles of their own, 4 in fact. Swisher on the Glock, and Bowden now gets caught out down to 1 HP. Will he get finished off? No! He wills, kills his teammate, then falls. Now Kusta does find Truth. Not sure what went down there, but either way, it is going to be a 4v2 in favor of ATK. Bowden is on life support, though. Needs to be careful, and there's the bomb planted. That's exactly what Orgless were hoping for out of the round. Could they get more? Possibly. Missed him. Cleans out Kusta, and then MOTM finds Daps. So, nothing else for Orgless. A little scary for a moment, but a TK from Orgless, and then ATK picking up where they left off in that previous round, helped them get a 6th.
And Orgless have yet to put 8 on the board here in this half. ATK can still theoretically win this half, which would be great for them. Orgless as well, if they lose this round with no bomb plant, they will be pretty broke going into the last of the half. So for ATK, this is their opportunity to give themselves a chance here on Dust2. And for Orgless, it's where they need to make their stand and try and establish some dominance here. Bowden going aggressive lower tunnels, though. Are they ready for him? They are not. Knives are out. And Bowden, he's escaped for now. Behind the smoke. Nade'll do some damage to Minus, and the second one finishes him off. It's a crunch-in, but look who's come through. The hero again. He's got 3 already, and this time it's on the AK and the Molotov. Into the smoke, Fady's going through. Kusta's ready though. Gun barrel showing. Swisher's not ready. Kusta's blindsided. Swisher mowed down as well. Doesn't expect the player behind. Doesn't recognize the sound cues. And it's all down to Daps in another 1v2, almost identical to one a couple of rounds ago. This time it's two different players and they have guns in their hands and not just eagles. The only differences are slight, and the result is the same. 7-7. No bomb plant means no money. And ATK are battling back. They've recovered marvelously. That 1v5 ace seems to be a world away.
That was just worst case scenario for Orgless after Fady pushes through, because Swisher's not looking for it, strangely enough. Doesn't see him come through, and then Kusta gets spotted up before he can relay the information to Swisher, right? Because it was the barrel of his gun that gave him away. So as soon as he goes down, Fady turns around to try and get back towards mid, and then spots on Swisher. So, all right, there we go. Free frag. Bowden's going to open things up here onto minus. 5v4 in favor of ATK, and not much of a buy up here for Orgless. They're just forcing whatever they can. It's going to be 4 pistols and the AK. They try to gain some space early out towards long, but ATK shut them down, so they're going to have to abandon that idea and go back towards top mid. Swisher. Knife out. They're going to throw that smoke. Or had a smoke thrown for Cat. Now it's going to dissipate. Do they have another one? They do. They have 3 more. Fady. Going back and forth with his op. He's been running double op with Bowden for most of this half that ATK's been able to buy them anyway. And now Orgless settling things down in the upper tunnels. It looks like they're just rotating around to try and get some information. We'll end up back to mid.
With mid, they can close the gap and try and split towards B, but there's 3 players on the B side for ATK right now. Bowden hears the sound up on Catwalk. That's Kusta making some noise. He had a 1v5 that started from this position, but he had an op in that case. Truth's already found the first elsewhere out towards middle. Swaps to the 5-7, but knocked down by the Tech 9. Bowden wins his duel against the opper of Orgless. Fady drops into sight, has an op of his own. Has to be careful not to get overwhelmed, but Mistum comes in and bails out his compatriot. It's 8-7. ATK flipped the switch. We'll head to that break.
All right, here we go. Second half of action. ATK with a pretty nice little comeback put together off an eco round that built into them not losing another round after finding those Deagle frags, right? So let's see if they can continue that run here into the second half. Daps peeking around with the USP. Pistol round was decisively in favor of ATK previously. And, well, good start for them here once more. Headshot from Beatty. Beals responds with one and only one. MOTM and Bowden find two more for themselves, and that will mean the A site is taken here. And even more so, because Minus gets spotted up by Bowden and gets tapped down in the head through the smoke. Only Kusta left, and no longer 9-7, just like that for ATK.
Orgless don't have the best of pistol strats, only winning 40% of their pistol rounds on Dust2. Coming into this one, and now, well, they've lost both, so those numbers are worse. But we have a technical pause coming through now. Orgless having an issue, and we'll wait for them to ready up, but I think they've got more than a technical issue right now, because the issue is ATK's got the momentum. They've got both pistol rounds, and they're going to be looking to put the pressure on. ATK should be able to get to 10 at the very least before Orgless get a full buy. And if Orgless aren't able to win their force buy, ATK should have 11.
Yeah, it's been a pretty rough go for Orgless for the past, I mean, at the end of that first half, right? 4 in a row in favor of ATK. But we're going to jump back into the action here very shortly. It appears as though the problem has been solved. And Orgless are no slouches on the force buys. And I imagine one is going to be coming through here. I'd be surprised if they go for an eco round. The current economy dictates that a force buy is certainly not a bad decision for the CTs after losing pistol.
Yep, Evil's already buying armor too. Could even be going for a scout invest, which wouldn't surprise me at all.
No, yeah.
We'll probably see some Deagles too, or some CZs, which we've seen an awful lot of CZs on the Orgless side. You know, you normally see Tech 9s and 5.7s, but Orgless have liked to go for the automatic pistol. Minus going for the scout, Daps for the Deag. B-Wills, he's the one I really want to see what he buys, because he has more options than pretty much everybody else. Kusta and Swisher also have not invested anything yet. But when you look at the Orgless side, it's very top-heavy in terms of Kusta at the top and then everybody else scattered around the bottom. Whereas at ATK, Fady, Truth, and Bowden are all pretty close, and even Mistim's not that far behind. So it's one team that's very top-heavy, and the other, it's a lot more spread out, and when the kills are spread out throughout the team, it's a lot easier to win rounds. But going back to that Deagle round that ATK were able to win, it really has been that turning point where Orgless had it all in their advantage, all in their favor. And they got killed by a couple what they probably called, what are these, peaks? Use some harsher language, but peaks that really confused the Orgless players, some pushes through smokes and just taking angles and timings that really, that's kind of what you got to do when you're on the pistols, when you're on the weaker buys. Catch your opponents off guard, exploit them. I'm sure there's an Art of War quote about that somewhere or other. And ATK are definitely the team in the driver's seat right now. Scouts are here for Orgless, and ATK are all gathered up towards lower tunnels. Maybe a cap play or a mid-split. We'll find out when they want to show us what they have in store. It's a round they should be winning. If Orgless can get this back, maybe we'll see life in them again.
Yeah, it's a big hardware advantage for ATK, but these scouts can do some damage. Let's see. B-Wills, as his crosser lined up, hits the headshot on MOTM, but immediately gets traded up by Truth. Information is here for Orgless, and there is a player at Goose. Kusta is going to pop a flashbang over the wall, comes around, and immediately gets taken down by Fady. Daps in an interesting position, though. Maybe he can spot out Bowden, and no. Bowden gets the headshot, leaving it all up to Minus and Swisher, and they say, you know what? This doesn't look like a very winnable situation. Let's just save these over.
Yeah, definitely a good idea to save these guns. A scout, CZ, and some armor. No reason to throw those to the wolves, and ATK will get that double-digit scoreline early. Losing their map, I thought ATK was doomed, but the way they've shown up on Dust2 has made me believe again the ATK that took out Carpe Diem in a long affair on this map. So I'm thinking ATK can definitely pull this one off, and then Ancient's going to be anyone's game. Again, you'd have to favor Orgless statistically, but the way that ATK's been playing, Who knows what that final map will lead to. Still have to get there, though.
I think the sample size is so small on Ancient that it's almost irrelevant. I really think Ancient is, like you said, it's a toss-up. There's no side I can lean towards once we get there, if we get there. Because ATK still have to win 6 more rounds, and that's easier said than done. Truth going to pop out here, and Orgless probably not going to get this one because they're only onto the pistols. Molotov gets thrown on forward, so that will force the player here for ATK back. That is Truth, who did a lot of damage before needing to fall back. Now Orgless are going to go for the full-on rotation to the B site. Thing is, Bowden is already there and waiting with the AK. Gets one, but missed him on Swisher, loses the battle. That said, I mean, ATK still have control of B, so Swisher's chance at a victory here is very, very slim, but he will at least give it the old college try. Around, back and forth from window to door, runs through the Molotov, looking for a quick shot, trying to catch an ATK player off guard. Bomb still not planted. Swisher peeks to tunnels and actually gets the tag on MOTM, but will go down. So, Orgless, maybe get a frag on Truth here. Yeah, oh, B-Wills, oh, B-Wills. Oh, B-Wills. Well, he's not going to want to watch that one back. Daps is the last one standing. And this is ATK pulling off an 11th.
It's a good 11th round here for ATK. It's a very good 11th round for ATK. And it's something they can really make into a foundation and take this map away from Orgless. Daps not going to over-aggress here. Might swing, but probably not. He's just going to hold in the end. Mistim will reinvest, or even just buy an op, or he'll just get an AK from Bowden, who will then buy the op. The op was coming out regardless. Just a matter of who was going to purchase that op and what Mistim was going to end up with, whose AK he was going to end up with more likely. Full rifles though from Orgless, no op for Gusta, who was an absolute menace on T's side. Of course, you'd assume he'd be a lot stronger from the defensive position. Bowden, though, blinded, not connecting the shot. Now long control belongs to Gusta. Bowden's not going to relinquish it yet. He's still going to stick around the doors. That smoke will finally force him away, and he'll retreat, group up with the rest of his team. Truth is back towards top middle as well, getting that Xbox smoke out. Bowden could tap that shot through and maybe even connect it. But it's looking like ATK are going to go out through middle. And the one man defending at minus is falling back towards site. Swisher and minus, the defenders of B. The rest of the squad on A. Mid is open. And ATK with a lot of space to go wherever they so desire. But Cat seems to be their play. They have the utility for it. Evils does have a Molotov to hold off with. We'll see if he uses it. He's actually out there long. It won't even matter. Daps' Molotov could, though. And with 53 on the clock, ATK don't have to go A. It's very worrisome. In fact, I was worried when it was 8-7 in favor of ATK at the half. That's when I was thinking, well, this is not looking good for Orgless. And it's only gotten worse from here. Nobody's moving, and I'm... Okay, no, there's movement on the minimap. I was getting a little scared there for a second. I was getting flashbacks to last night. And if you guys were there with us last night, thank you for sticking around, and good to see you again. But if you weren't, I'm not going to go back into it. It's something I will not speak of even by the light of day. But Orgless, there's a pause, and I'm not sure if it's attack or a tech just yet. I'm assuming it's probably tactical from Orgless, because, yeah, it is, because they need to fix things, and fast.
Yep.
ATK are 4 rounds away from winning Dust2 and going to Ancient. And Orgless, they've had their moments, they've had their opportunities where they've looked good, but then they've had other moments where they've looked absolutely horrendous. And it's not like there's a middle ground, it's either or.
Swisher gets dropped the A1S.
Good. Don't use
Yeah.
the A4 switch. I thought you learned your lesson on Inferno, buddy.
Swisher, switch to the A1S, please, thank you. I mean, someone needs to just go and clip that 3K for Swisher, and every time that he says he doesn't want to use the A1S because he's better with the A4, just show him that clip. Just be like, look what you did.
Show him this?
Show him this too! Show him this too! He's got a 2K against Fady and missed him as they walk in, then gets the Kobe on Truth. There you go. Another example of why the A1S should be used over the A4. MOTM and Bowden are the last two standing here. Dap's going a little unnecessarily over aggressive here. He can just wait. Bowden has the op here, and you peek into the op, you obviously will be at a disadvantage. Good flashbang throw by B-Wills to support Daps' push. Now you can go for it, and he will end up with that frag. MOTM last one standing. Doesn't have the bomb, doesn't have the positioning, so this is going to be a very tough go for him. But the A1S to the rescue here, as Orgless should get themselves an 8th.
They should get themselves an 8th, but we saw a 1v5 in this map already, so I'm not counting anything out until there's no time or there's no health. But it's a good response from Orgless here off the back of the timeout. Daps even has an op now for Kusta. But Swisher really kind of the hero there with that 3K holding out towards tunnels, but we're not going to be done just yet. I'm going to put a pin in that one for now as MOTM has already opened up one. Daps can get it from behind, but he misses the critical shot. They have the information now. They don't need to overpeak. They don't need to over-aggress. MOTM smoking his way to the side. Daps pushes the issue and punches him down. The 8th on the board now for Orgless. They're first on the CT side, and they're going to need to get things going very quickly. They're going to need to string rounds together, or ATK can just win the round trade battle and win this map by that virtue alone. Swisher's got the A4 again. All right.
He's so...
I'll see you later, John. He's not learning. I'm out.
He's so committed to it, but all right. Let's see how it goes. Anyway, Push is going to come towards the A side anyway. B-Wills managed to get one before going down. Missed him with that trade. Good flashbang thrown by Bowden. And Orgless are going to fall back towards the A side. They do have 3 players here, so should ATK decide to continue pursuing this hit, it will be to the advantage of Orgless, but they're already rotating off of it. And Orgless setting one player down cat, the other one to reinforce mid. Where is Kusta? Kusta's still playing on that A site with the big green. They're going to want to activate him as soon as possible into this round. He was so stellar on T side with the AWP, has fallen pretty quiet since. And now here comes the hit towards B. Swisher by his lonesome. Let's see what this A4 can do. 30 rounds instead of 25 and nothing. He drops him instantaneously. I mean, look, that's a hard peak to recover from. But the case for the A4 is not so good right now, as it has 0 kills versus his 2 with the A1S.
And the case for Orgless in this map is not so good either.
No, that is true.
They got their 1 round, and that's it. ATK just storm into B. They'll say, thank you very much, Orgless. We'll take another round off of y'all. And we're going to get ourselves to a 13-8 scoreline. Orgless, they can't get anything going. And if you cannot win rounds consistently on the CT side, you are doomed. You are absolutely doomed. You will not win a match by not getting strings on CT side. Unless you win like 12 or 13 rounds on T. But they didn't do that. They lost that T half. 7-8. And it's coming back to bite them now. Gotta wonder what the mental's like too for Orgless, because again, since that eco round loss, they've looked a completely different team, a shadow of themselves.
Well, it's ATK, 5-round lead restored, but Orgless still had enough in the bank to go for a buy up here. And hey, Swisher has an A1S. Watch, they win this round. Watch.
He gets 3 kills too, right?
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. I'm just teasing him, obviously, but it would be funny if that happens. Swisher going to toss an 8 on forward. Does a little bit of damage. Minus actually finds the opener on Fady. That makes it a quick 5v4. Now a 5v3 as Kusta peeks out into mid to drop MOTM. Bowden finds one on Swisher, but Minus gets the insta trade with the AK. 4v2 now. ATK only have missed him in Truth. Truth is actually going to push up aggressively here down mid. He could get the edge on B-Wills, but no, he turns around at the wrong time, and B-Wills will clean him out. Missed him. Last one standing. Going up Cat. Has the bomb on his back, so maybe can salvage a bomb plant out of this, but he would need to slip through the cracks, and just might, because both players towards the A site go at long, and Kusta misses that shot on him. So there's the space gain. Maybe no. Kusta recovers and immediately finds that. 9-13 in favor of ATK, but Orgless at least get themselves one more on the board.
I think that was a bit of timing there, because Kusta was also in the process of jumping up on the car, so he sees the guy has to take the shot and then runs away because he doesn't hit it. Minus now has an op to play with Kusta as well. Using a CZ as the secondary, that slow pull-out time could be a factor here, but Orgless, they need to string rounds again together now. Only 2 rounds for ATK to guarantee overtime, and Bowden's got the opener. Kusta's blind, and the long coin flip goes the way of ATK this time. We haven't seen a lot of these, actually, which is kind of refreshing. We have not seen a lot of these long flash duels where everyone just prays. But Switcher gets another kill with the A1S, proving that it is by far the superior CT-sided rifle, and brings it to a 4v4 between these two squads. But ATK prowling their way through A. Gonna have to get through B-Wills and Daps, who's up on Catwalk. Really, B-Wills is the first point of contact. And Minus is kind of being left to solo B now. Bowden, though. The op can definitely get the entry, especially if they're looking the wrong way, which they are. Swisher caught off guard, and Daps running in. Bowden's got 3. He's going to try and do a Kusta, although not in the 1v5 situation.
Oh, jeez.
Truth will deny the ace possibility, but it's going to be a 14th on the board for ATK, and it's only a matter of time before they win this map if they keep going at this rate.
Yeah, ATK's picking apart the defense. Really well played on their T side. Orgless not having many answers aside from those 2 rounds that we saw in the previous one, right? But outside of that, ATK has just been really, really strong. Bowden leading the charge, as you would expect on a map like Dust2. He's such a good aimer. 23-10 with another 3K to his name in this round. Minus just going to try and save the big green. And that will indeed come to fruition, as ATK aren't really going to hunt that aggressively, as their economy is a little fragile. Don't want to throw anything away unnecessarily. And they are 2 away now from sending us to Ancient.
Ancient, map we didn't necessarily know if we'd see. Although if we did, we assumed it would be ATK winning Inferno and Orgless winning Dust2. Certainly that's not the case, at least right now. Still a chance for Orgless to make this one happen in their favor. We saw ATK make a nice string of rounds when Orgless had 14 rather on Inferno. We'll see if something similar happens now. Bowden getting tagged down nicely by Swisher, spamming away with an A1S. He's seen the light, perhaps. But Orgless, the light is going out for them. They lose this round, there's no guns. ATK 15-9 up against some pistols and some SMGs at best. This is the opportunity for ATK to put this map down in their favor and then go to Ancient with all the momentum and with Spray hyping them up as well. ATK have really made a case for themselves to go 6-1. It wasn't necessarily the easiest of roads, and they still do have to convert this map and Ancient, but they're doing it right. And they continue to build off of past successes. They're layering flavor in rounds. And they might even get the opening. Yes, they do. B-Wills walks through a long dry. Fade was waiting the whole entire time. Kusta, up close and personal, forced away, and the space is there.
Yeah, there was a smoke thrown off the map at one point by ATK, so I'm not sure what happened there. But either way, a chance for Orgless here to get something done at long, and they don't. Bowden and Fady get 2. 4v2 in favor of ATK. Orgless have Minus and CT, who gets taken down by Fady. Swisher was the last one standing, but MOTM just fragged him. And ATK cruise on to a 15th round. Map point for them. And they have 6 opportunities to close this out. Orgless have just fallen silent.
Yeah, it's like they're not even here anymore. It's like they're back. They're already on Ancient.
Yeah.
Or they're stuck on Inferno. Pick your poison.
One of the 2.
Yeah, because they're certainly not on Dust2. they've been blown away by the wind that is ATK. They've gone for a gamble buy. Swisher with the A4, M4A1 for minus, double MP9s, and a scout for Kusta. Damage exchange, pretty much even, but minus. Will spam down missed him, catches him over the smoke in middle. Daps is aggressing up Cat as well. 6 rounds would be required in a row for Orgless to take us to OT. And then from there, who knows how long it would be until we found an end and a victor. But for ATK, they don't need to rush, they don't need to panic. They've done what they needed to do. They've got to 15. All they need is one more round. And they will clear chain link. They will not overlook it. The B site's open. The bomb will make its way there. But tunnel's controlled by Orgless. They could win this round. And now with Truth getting caught, they have to know there's people in the tunnels. They can go back towards A. They might have to. They're going to try and pressure this one, though. Yeah, Daps isn't going to get clear. They're not ready for it. The flash is too late as well. Fady delay or goes too early. But it's brought to a 2v2. The bomb, though, is there at the feet of Orgless. They're going to hold it behind that smoke.
I don't know what ATK decides to do here. They will manage to recover the bomb. Maybe Bowden goes for a no-scope just to... Well, he's just praying to hit someone, and Daps charges through the smoke, says, I don't think so. Give that bomb back. Only MOTM left standing, and just a good job by Orgless to get that control in the upper tunnels. MOTM is going to try and fight this, but no. Denied by Daps's big green gun. 10-15. Orgless are still alive for at least one more round, but, you know, I think they got a little bit lucky there. ATK got split, their front line and their back line got split up, and then they couldn't reconnect in order to take that site. So, 26th round of play. Both teams hitting double digits in each of the first 2 maps. The question is, does Orgless have enough in them to win 5 in a row and push us on over to overtime? Fady pops around the corner. Ooh, doesn't look towards the player that he definitely saw because he realized the flashbang was already being thrown by his teammate, so he had to look away from it. So no opening frag for ATK just yet, and they are the ones that receive the damage in the early goings with MOTM down to 78 and Fady 84. Truth, though, pops up on Xbox, gets one, but an insta trade from Kusta. I like that position with the op, and it certainly keeps things viable for Orgless.
B-Wolves around the smokes, has a teammate on site, spams away, mows down one, but his teammate has not fallen to Kusta. Actually does get off elsewhere, but he still had Daps. But had Daps, it's past tense now. Daps is gone, Molotov to flush B-Wills back, but he can still maneuver around it. One towards long, that's going to be Bowden on the op. It's Swisher and B-Wills, the former Bad News Bears men, to try and get this round back. A boost on Elevator. They're going up, and they're sending ATK down. That's 1 tap for Swisher, but he needs 2 more. Bowden has the op again out long. Missed him, close on ramp. Missed him, engages with B-Wills and gets out alive. Swisher, he's still got time. And he's swung on. He can hold. He can stick. I don't think Bowden can get this op kill. It's impossible. It's a round for Orgless. But will Swisher survive is a better question. Bowden will take him down, and they'll have to reinvest heavily. Look at the lack of cash on Orgless despite winning the round. They've lost all 5. They might have a little bit of momentum, but what they don't have is money. What they don't have is that buffer. ATK, still 4 map points before they take an overtime duel against Orgless. Their money's running dry to ATK, but they still have the far superior buy, especially Bowden with the op and the long spawn. Flashes in, and the B-Will's down.
That is such a nice shot from Bowden. Good flashbang to support, but wow. 5v4 for ATK. And Odin, ooh, actually gets dinked down to 25. Good peek coming through from Orgless. Double peek. In fact, the nade can't connect on Bowden. He gets away. He was already hightailing it out of there, thinking that the utility could come through. Daps does get one, but MOTM trades down. Look at this. MOTM's already taken the A side. He slipped through the cracks. Fady drops Swisher. This could be it. ATK minus does manage to connect with the headshot from the FAMAS. That was from CT. A side should still be in control for ATK, and it absolutely is. Fading through the smoke around the edge of it gets minus, and Truth will drop Kusta. That's it. Orgless take it. We're headed to map 3 after this break.